Hello guys, welcome to Selenium Automation Concept. Today I will discuss that what is singleton class. Okay, so let's open Eclipse. Here, as usual, I will create one package called singleton concept. Okay, and under this package, I will create one class. Okay, called singleton. Okay. Okay, so here I will create one class called singleton concept. Okay, so I'm creating that main method also. Okay, fine. Here, so main concept of the singleton class is what? Now here it will be instantiated once at a time. Okay, I will show that. I will explain that what does it mean. Okay, so if we basically want to create 2 to 3 object also, but it doesn't make any sense. Ultimately it will be instantiated once at a time. Okay, another thing is that it will have one private constructor, right? Constructor. Okay, so these are the main 2 features. Okay, let's see. Now here, as it is like I have to create one variable public static. Okay, let's say, and the type I'm taking variable is this one. Okay, and object. Okay, singleton object. Better to create singleton object. Okay, now this equals to, okay, assign it as a null, the initial string. Okay, now here, as per this statement, it should have one private constructor, right? So here I'll take private constructor. So constructor and class name both are same. Okay, I'm picking that, and I will take one variable. So this one, right? This one, let's say take in this way, string. Okay, and well, so here basically what I will do within this constructor, because constructor will initialize, will work as the initialization of this variable. Okay, so I will initialize here str equals to, okay, this is an example of singleton concept in concept till this point. Okay, so initially I put it as a null, and then here basically I'm initializing, right? Okay, now here I will create one more method, public static. Okay, I'm putting it static. Okay, and return type I will give as this class. Okay, and let's say get instance, pick it. Okay, now what I will do over here, I will check, okay, if this object, okay, which object, this class's instance variable is this. Okay, I will check like that. If this equals to null, okay, then only create the object. What is that? How to create the object? Equals to this name of this class name. Okay, else return, simply return what? Return this object. Okay, now within the main method, what I'll do, I will basically let that be also private. Okay, and here what I'll do, I will create an object of this. Here let's say I'm creating the object of this class, singleton class. Singleton class is uh, okay, is C. Okay, 1 equals to new, don't require, not required. Here I will directly invoke that. Okay, singleton dot, okay, yeah, dot which method, get instance. Similarly I will create 2 to 3 more, yeah, C2 and SC3. So here I created 3 objects and invoke this method also. Okay, so that is because within this only we are creating the object, so that's why I invoke this method. Okay, so that way I created SC1, SC2 and SC3. Now we'll see that how it works. Okay, because I have to justify this statement that it will be instantiated once at a time. Okay, but I created here 3 objects. Let's see whether these 3 objects has been created or one object created and 2 other reference variable referring to the same object or not. We'll see that. Okay, so here sc1, now sc1, and using this one object sc1 dot str, okay, and str, okay, sc1 I created one object and str. Okay, so this is my original string, and here str class. Let's say here my original string is singleton concept. Okay, this is an example of singleton concept. Here I am appending in core Java. Let's see. Okay, so basically what I did, using the one of the object, I am trying to modify my original string variable, okay, which I initialized within this private constructor. Okay, so I added this, I concatenated basically. Okay, now I want to print. Okay, string the value of str after modification by sc1 object. Okay, so okay, so here what I'll do, I'll print it sc1 dot str. Okay, we'll see that what value it prints. Okay, similarly I will try to print using my second object also. Second object sc2 I created. Okay, and we'll try to print sc3. Okay, and again I will do some more changes. Okay, here let's say using third object. Using third object I am modifying something in core Java, and here I am modifying one more core Java language, let's say. Okay, so here but I try to access this string object. Okay, this variable, string variable, using this sc3 object. Okay, and I modified, I added this one. Okay, so yeah, that was already there, and I added one more phrase over here, language, and then after that I printed. Okay, so let's save it, and let me print it. How it prints, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so basically as we are seeing that here I modified here using the first object sc1. Okay, and here after that I printed, I modified only ideally if only these three different objects are being created, and if I made changes on one object, okay, that changes should reflect in this object, but it should not have any effect on if these three objects are separately created. But here I have seen I modified only sc1, okay, but sc2 and sc3 also got impacted. Here also, like you were saying, that my original string was that this is an example of the singleton concept and in core Java. So here also in core Java, there in core Java, in core Java, and similarly again using that sc3 object I modified that string, okay, and I added language. So, and when I printed, I got the same results in all three objects. So it concludes that basically there was one object being created and other two object, basically it was referring to the same object. That's why when one object got modified, okay, so automatically it will have the same effect to the other object as well. So let's explain in a pictorial. Before going to that MS Paint, I will tell you one more thing. So here basically if we try to understand in this way, let's say here I created, right, sc1. So first time it will go there, okay, this object, okay, this object is equal to null first time, so equals to null, it will satisfy this condition and it will be instantiated and it will return this also. Okay, next time when I am trying to instantiate it sc2, okay, it will again go to there, okay, and here when it will come, so obviously it is not null, this this singleton object, okay, so this reference variable is not null, so it already instantiated and it is referring to the first object, okay, so here it will return basically the same object. So again, so sc2 basically will refer to the same object, okay, what sc1 is referring. Similarly, when sc3 will come, it will again come and it will return the same object. It is not going to check within the if block, okay, so as it won't satisfy this condition, okay. So basically first time while creating the object through sc1, it will create a brand new object, and after that each and every time when we will try to instantiate, it will basically refer to the same object. So if I try to explain in this way, let's say this is a memory location and here let's say one object is being created, okay. Oh, take this, let's say ob1, okay, one object is being created. Now what will happen here, so here let's say, okay, and this is my sc1, okay, and so first time when I created, it created the object, brand new object, okay. The second time, each and every time, okay, second time when I call this value is not null, so it won't satisfy this condition, okay, so it will basically return the earlier object only. So if it returns the earlier object, so how it will be oriented here, in if I create a c2 over here, and it is basically referring to same ob1, okay, as it won't fall into this if block, so there is no point to create a new object again, so it is basically returning the earlier object, and this sc2 will refer to that earlier object only, this one. Similarly in sc3, okay, come here sc3, and then it will point to the same object only. Now under this object we have what, we have one constructor, and which basically initializing this string variable, okay, so this is this, okay. Now what I did, I modified using the first object, I added concatenated in core Java this particular string, I concatenated with this original one, right, this is an example. So what happened actually, it here is the variable. Okay, str. Okay, so basically it got initialized for the first time using that constructor, and then I concatenated another string with this, so it got modified. But when I tried to print using this sc2 and sc3, so it, as all these objects are referring to the same object, all these reference variable are pointing to the same object, so obviously it is fetching the same value. Okay, so next time when I did using when I try to modify the same string using sc3, does not matter. I am trying to modify by sc1, sc2 or sc3. As all these objects are reference variable are pointing to the same object, it will fetch the same value. Okay, so that is what it happened. So now coming back to the conclusion, that what is singleton object? Singleton object, we can say that, yeah, singleton class is a class which will be instantiated once at a time. Okay, and it will have one private constructor. So this constructor, as you are seeing here, sorry, this one, so it has a private constructor. Okay, and it will be instantiated at one time. Okay, as you are seeing that only object during object creation of c1, it created the brand new object using this statement, and after that how many times we tried to create, it was basically referring to the earlier object rather than creating the brand new one. Okay, so that's the end of the session. Hope it will help. Thank you.